Good afternoon to all of you. Welcome once again. Student, this was in the point which we have been actually started in the last lecture. That is the ICH guideline. I have been explaining you about this particular ICH introductory part we have been completed in the last lecture only. I explained you that what is meant by the ICH. ICH stands for International Conference on Harmonization. This particular body of ICH, it is responsible for developing the technical standards, basically in the region of Europe, Japan, and America. It was developing the technical standards in concern of process for making the registration of the new medicinal product in this particular three region, that is Europe, Japan, and America. Means if you want to register, if you want to register any new pharmaceutical product in particularly in these three regions, then we have to follow the guidelines which were recommended or which were given by the ICH. As I told you in the previous lecture or in the introductory lecture, what is ICH? ICH is said to be a joint initiative. It is said to be a joint project in between the regulatory authorities of this three region and the representatives from the research-based industry from this three particular region. So student, try to understand what is ICH. I'm repeating once again. ICH is said to be a joint initiative. It is said to be a joint project in between the uh, regulatory bodies and the research-based industrial representatives from these three regions of Europe, Japan, and America. They come together. They are having the discussion over the scientific matters. They are having the discussion over the technical matters, and they are developing the standards which becomes necessary to follow in order to register any new pharmaceutical product in this particular three regions, that is Europe, Japan, and America. I have been explaining you about the ICH location. I have been explaining you about the objectives of ICH in the last lecture. Then also we have been studied about the different participants. As I told you, totally there are the six participants in this particular body of ICH, and out of the six, the three are said to be the regulatory bodies from the three specific regions, and the three are said to be the representatives from the research-based industry of this three region. Okay, so today we are going to start with this new point of this ICH, that is the structure of ICH. We have to study about the structure of ICH. This point we are going to start today, that is the structure of ICH. Student, try to understand this particular first point of this slide. The ICH structure is consisting of the four working groups. Actually, this working structure of the ICH, it was consisting of and the four groups which are namely called as the ICH steering committee. पहिला group असतो तो म्हणजे ICH steering committee. Second group, that is the ICH coordinators. Third one, that is the ICH secretariat, and the fourth one, that is the actual ICH working group. Try to understand. Basically, the structure of ICH, it was consisting of and the four groups. They are namely called as ICH steering committee, ICH coordinators, and ICH secretariat and ICH working group. So let's have a study about this particular four different groups of ICH structure. First one, here in this slide, the first one is given, that is the ICH steering committee. The steering committee is the body that governs the ICH. It determines the policy and the procedures for the ICH. It selects the topics for the harmonization, and then it monitors the progress of the harmonizations which are get initiated. Each of the six ICH party are having their two seats on the ICH steering committee. Try to understand. ICH steering कमिटीचे काम काय काय आहेत? बेसिकली आपण ज्या पॉइंटला सुरुवात केली आहे, दॅट पॉइंट इज कॉल्ड ॲज अन द ICH स्ट्रक्चर. अँड अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस स्लाइड, totally there are the four different types of the groups present in this particular ICH working structure. Namely, they are called as ICH steering committee, ICH coordinator, ICH secretariats, and ICH working group. Okay, now student, sorry, the first group which we are going to study, that is the ICH steering committee. ICH steering committee काय काम करते ते तुम्ही लक्षात घ्या. The ICH steering committee is basically responsible for governing the ICH. This steering committee, it determines the policies and the procedures for the ICH. Thirdly, this steering committee, they select the topics for the harmonization, and after that they are monitoring the progress of these harmonizations which are get initiated. And या steering committee मध्ये totally there are the two seats from the six parties. मी तुम्हाला मागच्या स्लाइडमध्ये शिकवलं होतं की ICH मध्ये किती पार्टिसिपंट्स असतात. ICH इज कन्सिस्टिंग ऑफ अँड द 6 पार्टिसिपंट्स. 3, they are said to be the regulatory bodies of Europe, Japan, and America, while the remaining 3, they are said to be the representatives from the research-based industry of Europe, Japan, and America. ओके, मी मागच्या स्लाइडवर तुम्हाला घेऊन जातोय. इथे मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं होतं या स्लाइडमध्ये की ICH चे टोटल किती पार्टिसिपंट्स आहेत. ICH चे टोटल 6 पार्टिसिपंट आहेत आणि या प्रत्येक पार्टिसिपंट मधनं 2 सीट कुठे वर्क करतायत. या 6 पार्टिसिपंट्सचे या प्रत्येक पार्टिसिपंट मधनं 2 सीट कुठे काम करतायत. दे आर वर्किंग ओव्हर द ICH स्टेअरिंग कमिटी. ट्राय टू अंडरस्टँड दिस लास्ट स्टेटमेंट स्टुडंट. या स्टेटमेंटकडे लक्ष असू द्या. ओके, what I want to explain about this particular statement, that this statement student, each of the 6 parties of ICH are having their 2 seats on the ICH steering committee. Means the 12 members of this ICH steering committee are said to be the members of those last 6 parties which are said to be the participants of ICH. Okay, so hoping that you are getting this particular point student. What I want to explain, that each of the 6 parties of ICH are having their 2 seats on the ICH steering committee. Understand? Now we are moving on to the next one student. The next one is the second working group of the ICH structure is said to be the ICH coordinators. The coordinators of ICH, they are responsible for the smooth running of ICH, and they are nominated by the 6 parties. They are nominated by each of the 6 parties. An ICH coordinator, they are acting as the main contact point in between with the ICH secretariat. Now I'm explaining about the second working group student. Try to understand. The coordinators are said to be responsible for the smooth running of the ICH, and these coordinators, they are nominated by each of the 6 parties of ICH. An ICH coordinator, they are acting as a main contact point within the ICH secretariat. The third working group, that is said to be the ICH secretariat. The secretariat is primarily responsible for organizing the meetings of the steering committee and preparation of the documents for the steering committee. ICS secretariatचं मेन काम काय आहे. ICS secretariat is responsible for the organization of the meetings. Which meetings? That is the meetings of and the steering committee. जे मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं होतं की बायनियल मीटिंग्स होत असतात. ICHच्या बायनियल मीटिंग इन द सेन्स वर्षातून 2 वेळा मीटिंग केल्या जातात, and that meetings were conducted or that meetings were organized on the rotational basis, that is in the Europe, Japan and America. येते लक्षात. तर ICH secretariatचं मेन रोल काय. The main role of the ICH secretariat is that he is responsible for organizing the meetings of the steering committee, and he is also responsible for the preparation of documents for the steering committee, as well as it also coordinates the preparation for working groups and the discussion group. This secretariat is also responsible for developing the coordination in between the working group and the discussion group. Information on the ICH guideline and the general ICH process can be obtained from the ICH secretariat. If you want any kind of the information related to the policies and the procedures of ICH, if you want any kind of the information related to the guidelines of ICH or related to the process of ICH, then in that case, that information will be delivered by the ICH secretariat. ICH बद्दलची किंवा ICH गाईडलाईन बद्दलची पूर्ण माहिती आपल्याला कोण देणार आहे. We can have this information of the ICH guideline from the ICH secretariat. So student, hoping that you are getting this particular point. Which point we haven't started? We haven't started with the ICH structure. Under this working structure of the ICH, totally 4 working groups are there. The first one is ICH steering committee. Second one is ICH coordinators. Third one is ICH secretariat. Now the fourth one. The fourth group in the structure of ICH is said to be the ICH working group. The fourth group is said to be the ICH working group. Depending on the type of harmonization activity needed, the steering committee will endorse or it will develop the 3 types of the working group. Try to understand. Depending upon the type of harmonization which is required to be initiated, कुठल्या प्रकाराचं हार्मोनायझेशन तुम्ही इनिशिएट करताय त्या आधारावर स्टेअरिंग कमिटी काय करते. स्टेअरिंग कमिटी इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर एस्टॅब्लिशमेंट ऑफ द 3 types of the working group, and these 3 types of the working group of the ICH structure, they are called as EWG, that is the expert working group. IWG, that is the Implementation Working Group, and the last one is Informal Working Group. Try to understand, student. ICH working group, it is again divided into the three types. Basically, depending upon the type of and the harmonization which is required to be initiated, the steering committee is responsible for developing the three subgroups of this working group, or the three subgroups in concern of this ICH working group. The first one is said to be the expert working group, second one is said to be the implementation working group, and third one is said to be the informal working group. So student, these are the four different types of the working groups which are remain present in the ICH structure. That is ICH steering committee, coordinators, secretariats and working group. Okay. Moving on toward the next point, student, that is the process of harmonization. Basically, student, the process of ICH harmonization, the process of harmonization under the roof of ICH, it is get divided into those five steps. It is divided into the five steps. All these five steps are mentioned here in front of you. So we have to study all these five steps in a sequential manner so that we can understand the working process of the ICH. ICH चं वर्किंग प्रोसेस कसं असतं हे समजून घेण्यासाठी ICHच्या वर्किंग प्रोसेसमध्ये बेसिकली पाच प्रकाराचे स्टेप्स फॉलो केले जातात and all these five steps they are followed in the sequential manner, and from that we can understand that how the ICH process is accomplished or how the process of harmonization is taking place. Understand? Now the first step. Firstly, the drafts are prepared. Firstly, drafts are prepared and they are circulated through the many revisions. सर्वात आधी ड्राफ्ट बनवलं जात आहे आणि त्या ड्राफ्टला रिव्ह्यू केला जातोय, त्या ड्राफ्टचा रिव्ह्यू केला जातोय. इट वॉज सर्क्युलेटेड थ्रू द मेनी रिव्हिजन्स अंडर द फायनल हार्मोनाइज ड्राफ्ट इज गेट कम्प्लिटेड. जोपर्यंत फायनल हार्मोनाइज ड्राफ्ट तयार होत नाही त्या तोपर्यंत त्या ड्राफ्टला रिव्ह्यू केलं जात आहे, त्याला इव्हॅल्युएट केलं जात आहे आणि फायनली एक फायनल हार्मोनाइज ड्राफ्ट तयार केला जातोय इन द स्टेप फर्स्ट. इन स्टेप सेकंड, then this draft is signed by the EWG, that is the expert working group, as they agreed upon the draft, and then it forwarded towards the steering committee for the signing, which signifies the acceptance for the consultation. Try to understand the second step. पहिल्या स्टेपमध्ये ड्राफ्ट बनवलं जात आहे. That draft it was subjected for the process of the review. That draft it was subjected for the process of the evaluation. After complete review and after complete evaluation, the final draft has been get prepared. Then that final draft it was given toward the EWG. तो जो फायनल ड्राफ्ट तयार होतोय पहिल्या स्टेपमध्ये तो कोणाकडे पाठवला जातोय? इट वॉज गिवन टू द एक्सपर्ट वर्किंग ग्रुप. However, it was submitted toward the expert working group for the purpose of signing. Once the EWG was get agreed upon the draft, then they are doing the signature on that particular draft, and then that draft is forwarded toward the steering committee for signing. आणि एकदा जर का स्टेअरिंग कमिटीची साईन झाली ड्राफ्टवर, then it signifies the acceptance for consultation. इथे लक्षात. So that was the second step. Now in third step, then the three regulatory bodies initiate their normal consultation process to receive the comments. आता ड्राफ्ट बनवला गेला, EWG एक्सपर्ट वर्किंग ग्रुपने त्याच्यावर सिग्नेचर केली, त्यानंतर स्टेअरिंग कमिटीने सिग्नेचर केली. स्टेअरिंग कमिटीकडनं सिग्नेचर झाल्यानंतर तो ड्राफ्ट जो आहे तो रेग्युलेटरी बॉडीकडे दिला जातो. कुठल्या रेग्युलेटरी बॉडीकडे? रेग्युलेटरी बॉडी ऑफ युरोप, रेग्युलेटरी बॉडी ऑफ जापान अँड रेग्युलेटरी बॉडी ऑफ अमेरिका. However, this draft is forwarded toward the regulatory bodies of these three particular regions so that they can initiate with the normal consultation process in order to receive the comment. चौथ्या स्टेपमध्ये, in the fourth step, when steering committee and the regulatory bodies are get agreed with the scientific consensus on the technical issue, then it is recommended to adopt the guideline in the three regions of ICH. आता तिसऱ्या स्टेपमध्ये काय होतंय की रेग्युलेटरी बॉडी the regulatory body is getting started. The regulatory body has been started with the normal consultation process. In the third step, after receiving the draft, the regulatory bodies start with or initiated with and the normal consultation process. While in the fourth step, when the consultation process has been get completed, तिसऱ्या स्टेपला जेव्हा कन्सल्टेशन प्रोसेस पूर्ण कंप्लीट होते तर चौथ्या स्टेपमध्ये काय होत आहे? द स्टेअरिंग कमिटी अँड द रेग्युलेटरी बॉडीज दे आर गेट agreed with the scientific consensus on the technical issue, and finally they were recommending that this guideline should be adopted into the three regions of ICH, that is in the Europe, Japan and America. while the fifth step and the last step, that is, finally, the guideline is implemented into the three regions of the ICH as a national guideline, as a regional guideline, or we can say as a national internal process or a regional internal process. So, student, hoping that you have been getting this particular point, that is the process of harmonization. As I told you, according to this particular slides, according to this particular statement, what I want to explain that I want to explain that the harmonization process, it was taking place into the five step. It was taking place in a five step. In the first, in the step first, the draft is prepared. Then it was get reviewed. It was get evaluated, and from that, the final draft has been get prepared. फायनल ड्राफ्ट तयार झाल्यानंतर दुसऱ्या स्टेपमध्ये काय होतंय दॅट ड्राफ्ट इज गिवन टुवर्ड द EWG एक्सपर्ट वर्किंग ग्रुप फॉर द सायनिंग पर्पज. EWG ने जर त्याच्यावर सिग्नेचर केली असेल तर तो सिग्नेचर झालेला ड्राफ्ट पुढे कोणाकडे जातोय इट वॉज गिवन टुवर्ड द स्टेअरिंग कमिटी. Finally, the steering committee was doing the signature over that draft, and then that draft is given towards the three regulatory bodies. It was given towards the three regulatory body so that they can start up with the consultation process. चौथ्या स्टेपमध्ये कन्सल्टेशन प्रोसेस झाल्यानंतर स्टेअरिंग कमिटी आणि रेग्युलेटरी बॉडी ते त्या ड्राफ्टवर ॲग्री होतात, त्या गाईडलाईन्सवर ते ॲग्री होतात आणि त्यानंतर ते रिकमेंड करतात की आता ही गाईडलाईन आपण ॲडॉप्ट करू शकतो in order to develop the technical standards in the three regions of ICH. आणि फायनली पाचव्या स्टेपमध्ये जे रिकमेंडेशन आपल्याला भेटलंय फ्रॉम स्टेअरिंग कमिटी, फ्रॉम रेग्युलेटरी ऑथॉरिटी, त्या रिकमेंडेशनच्या आधारावर हे जे ड्राफ्ट आहे किंवा ह्या ज्या गाईडलाईन्स आहेत या गाईडलाईन्स आपण फायनली इम्प्लिमेंट करतोय. दॅट गाईडलाईन्स वेर गेट इम्प्लिमेंटेड इन टू द थ्री डिस्टिंक्ट रिजन्स ऑफ द ICH, दॅट इज युरोप, जापान अँड अमेरिका. Okay, student. Next one. This was in the next point. That is the ICH working process. Now, what we have to understand? We have to understand about the ICH working process. Here, point number A. ICH operates through the ICH steering committee with administrative support from the ICH secretariat and the ICH coordinators. ICH, or the work of the ICH, is basically operated through the ICH steering committee with the administrative support from the ICH secretariat and the ICH coordinators. Second point, the steering committee meet at least twice in a year. During this meeting, new topics will be considered for the adaptation. Reports are received on the progress of existing topic and maintenance and implementation of the guidelines are discussed. या मीटिंगमध्ये काय होतंय मी तुम्हाला मागे सांगितलं होतं की वार्षिक 2 मीटिंग कंडक्ट होतात किंवा वार्षिक 2 मीटिंग ऑर्गनाईज केल्या जातात कोणाच्या स्टेअरिंग कमिटीच्या, ICH स्टेअरिंग कमिटीच्या. कारण मी तुम्हाला सांगतोय दॅट ICH is completely operated by whom? ICH is completely operated by the ICH steering committee with the support of the ICH secretariat and with the support of the ICH coordinators. Are you getting, student? Next to that, the ICH steering committee, they were having the meetings, at least 2 meetings in a year. And during these meetings, what they are doing, they are making a discussion over the new topics. The reports are received on the progress of existing topics, and the maintenance and implementation of the guidelines are discussed in these particular meetings. Third point, the topics which are chosen for the harmonization by the steering committee are selected from the safety, quality, efficacy, and the multidisciplinary matters. आता हार्मोनायझेशनसाठी जे काही टॉपिक्स ते सिलेक्ट करतायत ICH मीटिंगमध्ये, याच्या वार्षिक 2 मीटिंग कंडक्ट केल्या जातात. या वार्षिक 2 मीटिंगमध्ये जे कुठलेही ICH टॉपिक आहेत हार्मोनायझेशनसाठी, they were selected from the 4 basic matters such as in the safety, quality, efficacy, and multidisciplinary matter. Student, try to understand this third point. या तिसऱ्या पॉइंटला समजून घेण्याचा प्रयत्न करा की ICH वर्किंग प्रोसेसमध्ये हार्मोनायझेशनसाठी जे कुठले टॉपिक घेतले गेलेले आहेत ते टॉपिक कुठल्या आधारावर घेतले जातात. द टॉपिक्स वर सिलेक्टेड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ the safety, quality. The topics are selected on the topics of harmonization are selected on the basis of safety, quality, efficacy, and multidisciplinary matter. Okay, student. So this was about the ICH working process. Next point, that is the brief review on the ICH guideline. Brief review on the ICH guideline. आता मी तुम्हाला जेव्हापासून आपण हा पॉइंटला सुरुवात केली आहे ICH बद्दल, मी तेव्हापासून तुम्हाला सांगतोय की ICH काय आहे, ICH is a one type of and the joint project in between the regulatory bodies and in between the regulatory bodies and what we can say the representatives from the industry. They are coming together, they are having the technical discussion, they are having the scientific discussions, and what they are doing, they are developing the standards, they are developing the guidelines in concern of process for the registration of the new product in the three basic regions of ICH, that is Europe, Japan and America. तर आता त्या गाईडलाईन्स कुठल्या आहेत त्या गाईडलाईन बद्दल आपल्याला समजून घ्यायचं आहे. तर ही जी स्लाइड तुमच्या समोर आहे, व्हॉट इट वॉज रिप्रेझेंटिंग, दिस स्लाइड इट वॉज रिप्रेझेंटिंग अबाउट द ICH guideline. It was in the brief review over the ICH guideline. Student, basically, ICH guidelines are categorized into the four types. Basically, the ICH guidelines are categorized into the four types, and namely, they are abbreviated as QSEM guideline. They are abbreviated as QSEM guideline. Try to understand, student. ICHने ज्या गाईडलाईन्स दिलेल्या आहेत त्या किती कॅटेगरीमध्ये कॅटेगराईज केल्या गेल्या आहेत. द गाईडलाईन्स विच वर गिवन बाय द ICH, दॅट गाईडलाईन्स are basically get categorized into the four categories. They are namely called as quality guideline, safety guideline, efficacy guideline, and multidisciplinary guideline. And thus, all these four guidelines they are abbreviated as QSEM guideline. Q stands for quality, S stands for safety, E stands for efficacy, while M stands for multidisciplinary. म्हणजे ICHने दिलेल्या गाईडलाईन या चार कॅटेगरीमध्ये कॅटेगराईज झालेल्या आहेत आणि त्या चार कॅटेगरीचं नाव आहे QSEM गाईडलाईन, दॅट इज क्वालिटी गाईडलाईन, सेफ्टी गाईडलाईन, इफिकसी गाईडलाईन अँड मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी गाईडलाईन. So student, we have to study about these four types of the guideline in the detail. पहिली गाईडलाईन कुठली आहे? Q, quality guideline. What are the quality guidelines? Quality guidelines are those guidelines which are relating to the or which remains related to the chemical and the pharmaceutical quality assurance. Quality guidelines are the guidelines which are responsible for relating the chemical and the pharmaceutical quality assurance. Means these are the guidelines which remain related, which remain concerns with the chemicals and the pharmaceutical quality assurance. The what does this quality guidelines involve? Quality guidelines involve the stability testing, it involve the impurity testing, and many more. Understand, student? The quality guideline वरनं तुमच्या लक्षात येत असेल that what does quality guideline involves? Quality guidelines they are remain concerned with and the chemical and the pharmaceutical quality assurance process. The examples of the quality guidelines are said to be the stability testing procedures and impurity testing procedures. Second one, safety guideline. Safety guidelines are those guidelines which are remain related or which are remain concerned with the in vitro and in vivo preclinical studies. Safety guidelines म्हणजे कुठल्या guidelines झाल्या? Safety guidelines are said to be those guidelines which are remain concerned or which are remain related with the in vitro and in vivo preclinical studies such as carcinogenicity testing, genotoxicity testing, and many more. Understand, student? Efficacy guideline. Efficacy guidelines are those guidelines which are remain concerned with the clinical studies in the human subject. Efficacy guidelines are those guidelines which remain concerned with the clinical studies in the human subject, such as in the dose response studies, good clinical practices, etc. And the fourth one that is said to be the multidisciplinary guidelines. Multidisciplinary guidelines म्हणजे काय? असे guidelines which does not get fit into the above three types of the guideline. असे गाईडलाईन्स किंवा असे मॅटर जे या तीन गाईडलाईन मध्ये फिट होत नाहीये. असे गाईडलाईन असे मॅटर्स जे या तीन गाईडलाईन मध्ये फिट होत नाही, जे राहिलेले जेवढे काही गाईडलाईन्स आहेत ते कुठे टाकले जात आहेत? दे आर ॲडेड और दे आर सेड टू बी द पार्ट ऑफ मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी गाईडलाईन्स. Student, try to understand multidisciplinary guidelines are those which are relating to the cross-cutting topics which does not fit uniquely into the above categories. Means the topics which doesn't come under the three types of the above three types of the guidelines, quality, safety, and efficacy. All those topics or the cross-cutting topics, they are said to be the part of multidisciplinary guideline. Okay, student. So, student, try to understand what I want to explain in this particular lecture about the ICH. Student, we have been started with the structure of ICH. मी तुम्हाला ICH स्ट्रक्चरमध्ये सांगितलं की ICHच्या स्ट्रक्चरमध्ये टोटली चार प्रकारचे वर्किंग ग्रुप असतात. पहिलं म्हणजे ICH स्टेअरिंग कमिटी, दुसरं म्हणजे ICH coordinators, तिसरं ICH secretariat, and the fourth one, that is the ICH working group. Then I explain you about the process of harmonization in the ICH. The process of harmonization is basically divided into the 5 steps. पहिल्या स्टेपमध्ये ड्राफ्ट बनवलं जात आहे, त्या ड्राफ्टवर रिव्ह्यू केलं जात आहे, त्या ड्राफ्टला इव्हॅल्युएट केलं जात आहे, जेणेकरून एक फायनल ड्राफ्ट तयार व्हायला पाहिजे. पहिल्या स्टेपमध्ये आपण फायनल ड्राफ्ट तयार करून घेतो. मग तो फायनल ड्राफ्ट दुसऱ्या स्टेपमध्ये कोणाकडे जात आहे, EWG एक्सपर्ट वर्किंग ग्रुपकडे जातोय. एक्सपर्ट वर्किंग ग्रुप त्या ड्राफ्टला रिव्ह्यू करून त्याच्यावर सिग्नेचर करतात. EWG कडनं तो ड्राफ्ट जातोय स्टेअरिंग कमिटीकडे, परत स्टेअरिंग कमिटी त्याच्यावर सिग्नेचर करते, आणि स्टेअरिंग कमिटीचं सिग्नेचर झालं म्हणजे ते काय इंडिकेट करतंय, इट इंडिकेट्स द ॲक्सेप्टन्स फॉर द कन्सल्टेशन. आणि त्यानंतर तिसऱ्या स्टेपमध्ये कन्सल्टेशन प्रोसेससाठी दॅट ड्राफ्ट इज हँड ओव्हर टुवर्ड द रेग्युलेटरी बॉडीज. Finally, in the fourth step, the regulatory bodies and the steering committee, they recommends for the adopt adoption of these guidelines into the three regions of ICH, while in the fifth step, the implementation of the guideline is taking place into the three regions or the three distinct regions of the ICH. Understand? Then I explain you about the ICH working process, how ICH is working. Okay, student, try to understand. Basically, ICH is operated by the steering committee with the support of and the ICH secretariat and ICH coordinators. Understand? The topics which are being chosen for the harmonization by the steering committee, they are selected from the safety matters, quality matters, efficacy matters, and multidisciplinary matter. And त्याच आधारे ICH guideline that was get classified. Brief review on the ICH guideline. ICH guidelines, they are categorized into the four different categories. Those four different categories are called as quality, safety, efficacy, and multidisciplinary. The quality guideline काय आहे? Quality guidelines are the guidelines which are remain in concern of the chemicals and the pharmaceutical quality assurance. Safety guidelines are the guidelines which remain in concern of and the in vitro and in vivo preclinical studies, that is the studies in the animals. Efficacy guidelines are the guidelines which are remain in concern of the clinical studies in the human subject, while the topic, the cross-cutting topics which does not come under above the three types of the guideline, that is the quality, safety, and efficacy, all those topics, they are said to be the part of and the multidisciplinary guideline. Okay, student? So student, hoping that you have been understand about this particular review of ICH guideline. After this, in the next lecture, we are going to study about the quality guidelines in detail, safety guidelines in detail, efficacy guidelines in detail, and multidisciplinary guidelines in detail. आता या चार प्रकारच्या ज्या गाईडलाईन्स आहे ICHच्या, that is the QSEM, that guidelines we are going to study in the next lecture. So thank you student, thank you very much.